Welcome, everybody. This is test one with your host, Jeff Zeiser. This will be on my YouTube, and it's been a long time since I put any game content on here. I think I've done 2 or 3 Go streams on Twitch as just early semester tests, but we've never done Go on here. From today, we're going to try a new thing. The new thing is I'll end up putting a Substack post up too to give more elaboration. Short version is the slow ascent up the hill of trying to improve Go. Oh boy. So, step one of that is learning game records. And what better way to learn is learn from my own. That is to say, when I do well and badly. This one, I have a board right here. I don't know if it's that easy to show you guys, but I can roll it into sight. There you go, my Go stones. You can see them. I played this game yesterday, so it's fresh. We're picking it. I'm actually managed to reliably beat this bot. If you're curious, am I flexing or something? No, it took me 25 games to reliably start being able to beat it. So I don't know if that is a positive or a negative. For me, it's just what it is. It's summer and I try to study Go. It's my 3rd summer, so we'll get into it. This is a game record. It's called Kifu. I'll probably call it both. It's just Japanese for game record. We're doing this in English right now. Japanese would be way slower. And it's a test. So, okay, we're going to go through a game record. It's me versus Katago. Now, it's not that one on the screen. It's small, but you can see it says Katago 1 Dan. No. That's my guy who did it over here. If you'll notice over here, this is the win-loss analysis. Right, so this is move 132. White's winning by 6%. That's Katago 1 down. That is to say, I've taken... It's just an AI, a deep learning AI. I've basically taken a deep learning AI and let's say, throttled it down slightly. You can do galactic AIs. There's this one here, Katago GPU. This one is my full, no holds barred, do the weirdest move you can. This one is nearly incomprehensible for everybody. As I say, pros don't get it. So I found a human strength, like a human move one. They have them. They're trained basically with a fine tune to be more human. And then I saw how far I could level it down. For research, I'll show you all, but I'm not going to run it today. I have this one. It's called 15Q Katago. That's what I called it. I ran it against old Ganugo, and Ganugo and it fight about 50-50. So it's like 12Q, 10Q-ish. So it's about my level. Hi everybody, again, that's right in the middle of distribution in the US, like online. So I'm probably 50th percentile. I'm not that good. What's the goal? Get better than 50th percentile. So I'm sharing my own wins and losses. We're going to start with this one because I tried to study them after I finished them. So the ideas are fresh. So this will be coming from my own notes and the game I just played, and we're going to work through it. This is a field test to see how long that takes. From the YouTube, you can see my day job is teaching Asian history, math, philosophy, but this is my passion. So I'm going to try to teach about Go, mid-level Go, and we're going to go on my journey to improve. I have no disclosure that everything I say is perfect, and I'll probably watch this in a couple of years and see what I did wrong. But it's a goal to show what Go can do. Go is something like a great self-improvement tool. On my blog post I'll do after this, it's something like weightlifting for your mind. It really does force you to be better. So let's look at this game and see how we improve. So this is the end state. If you're curious for the software I'm using, it's just called Sabaki. It's just a little graphical user interface for Go. I run my models through it. I've been running it for more than a year and a half. I've only done the human ones for a couple months. I normally just did this full strength Go, and I barely understood it, just to be honest with you. So this one's been good because it's a tool where I can understand. Now I'm black. You can't see it. I'm black. The 10Q bot is white. So opening. Let's do that real quick. And again, if you're very new, you'll just be like, what are we doing with opening? Okay, openings are all about how you're doing on the board, right? So there's all kinds of Go theory. And I like this app. It actually gives you down here in the corner. You can click on a link and go see what the moves mean in real Go. This is called the Nirensei. It just means the matching Go stones. You can go hard and get a Sanrensei. See, it even shows it. Oh, you can't see my face is on it. Sanrensei, which is the classic. Now you'll notice from this variant, I did not play that. So okay, generally when I play, I tend to be what is called very thick. If left to my own devices, that just basically means I don't like attack. It's not that I don't like attacking, but I tend to be more defensive than offensive in my like original feeling, and that got me about to 18Q, so it wasn't bad. But to get higher, you have to be aggressive. I always try to attack right away, so I do a knight's move approach. It's called the Keima, and again I'll use the Japanese and the English intermittently. Knight move works in English because it's the same move as chess, right? It's the 2 over 1 up, and then it's an attack on his corner, obviously. So he defends. The bot still thinks he's doing well, and again, anybody who's curious, why is the bot saying White's so much better than you? Actually, right now I think it's saying I'm doing better. No, White's doing okay. It says this because when you score down here, White has their komi, right? So White's still ahead. So White doesn't have to play that aggressive. Black has what's called sente. You have initiative. So keeping the initiative is powerful. I do a standard, and he responded with the Keima. Standard Keima, Joseki. Katago thinks it's fine. Not great. Now he attacks my corner. Again, it's that. And if you'll notice, this is a really nice shape. Right? He's got the stones pointing towards his star points. I do a standard extension, 1 space jump. He closes. Now this is where if you'll look over here, see the white spike? When I was playing the game, I had the same consideration. Like, that doesn't feel very good. I really should just hit here or invade the 3-3. But I really wanted to get something near my star point to close my weakness and make, basically, I'll also have a double wing formation. It gets me 1 move behind, as you'll see in a minute. So I do that. He attacks, which is good. Now this is going to be our first differential. I'll show you what I did, and then I'll show you what the good Katago said I should do. I did a high pincer, a 2 space high pincer, and you'll notice it's just 1-2, right? He hits under, takes the corner. I block him on my long side. I go here, he goes there. Apparently in the real Joseki, I was looking it up today, he has to go here. And then like I can push 1 more time or something. It's close enough, I didn't care. I just wanted to be connected with the knight's move. And then he closes here. Now generally, when you've got a star point with 2 stars on, I call these anchor points. They're also star points, right? See, sorry everybody. See, they have the star there. So this is also star point, but these mid-range star points are called hiraku, like they're openings of your position. That doesn't really translate in English. Think about it like it's like you're putting roots down. You're trying to defend. So normally I'd attack the 3-3. Do I have the alternate here? I don't. One of the alternates for old Katago here, I'll turn him on for a second, see if it crashes everything. Katago definitely would have attacked. Let's see here. Katago would just go for the 3-3 right away. See that variation? Very human, strong, and then you just reduce his territory here. It's not bad at all. I did that last time I played the bot, actually. This time I wanted to try a Keima and run away. That is to say, this bot is 10Q. It's pretty solid. If you're not really on your game and you're in the 12 to 10Q range, he'll smush you. Literally last week I was losing some games by 30 points. It's just because he's methodical, right? It's a bot. So it'll methodically hit you where you're not ready. So the last game I played with him, he made a nice box territory and I had to try to reduce it. This time I didn't want to deal with that. I basically have all this here. I thought I'll attack and run towards that. It can't be that bad. Okay. Oop, wrong one. Let's cut that variation. Cut. Here we go. So I attack, he attaches, I extend, he defends, and I go here. Now this is where there's a whole series, by the way, where Katago thought, just kick under, bro, and threaten that stuff and push it towards your thickness. Obviously, it's right in the abstract term. Look at that, those percentages. So White's still winning, but you pressure him a lot. When I ran this through with the 15Q bot, Black destroyed him. That is to say, because it's a one don bot, obviously. I'm not one don, everybody. So I did the standard Joseki, which is just one space, emphasizing outside influence. He cuts under, again standard, and I did this. You eventually need to do it. I did it immediately, which causes this nice run out fight. And funny enough, this move here, 31, if you'll notice, it's where we go up a little bit more for white, but this is where white starts to crash the first time, which, hooray for me. This is the move where Katago really wanted me to play this, like, after 27. Like, I should have taken that, threatened this group. And here's another play that it doesn't like. I played just the Kosumi, the diagonal, and bot thought, just get ahead, right? Like here, right? Because then look, as we run, I can do something like that, right? And then all of a sudden, I've built this big territory, and he's smushed here. Now you might say, isn't this dead? Well, no. Let's say he goes here or something. I've got this, that, this. It's not that bad, although the contact blade I'd probably play a little tighter. And you can always do this one. It took me a long time to learn this. This is basically threatening to take the corner, right? Because even like this, watch this. Actually, you don't really play that. That's bad. So let's say I go here, there, here, there, here. Something like that, or something like this. Right? You've suddenly made a not a perfect shape, but you're starting to get part of that corner territory, right? Unless he takes it right, and if you do that, something like that, oh my goodness, you can get really annoying. You can also do, say, here, right? Atari, he takes, you're here, he connects. I wouldn't probably go there, actually. Well, let's see. No, I'd leave it, or even connect. But you can get part of the corner, which isn't terrible. I'm still working on my invasions, my Uchikomi. I'm not always very good. But I've played this combination just long enough to know the kick here is really weak under. If you play against a Don level, my club has a lot of Don level. If you play against them, they'll always hit under your point here and live. So that's a good one to study. Again, you can get old Katago, turn them on, try to learn where you messed up. I messed up too, so don't worry, everybody. So I'm running them out. Before I play 29, I'm assuming we're going to fight this way. I don't love it, to be honest with you, because you're getting into my territory, but you're also running towards my thickness. And this is where that original move of just doing the diagonal one out would have been pretty great, but I did not do it. So, okay, we run out, we're running. This move I really don't like. That is to say it's too low. Now when I play it, he jumps again. Now this is where the turnaround starts for me. I try to invade. My gut for invasions is always, where would the better players at the club attack me? 3 spaces are always vulnerable, and this is both attacking 3 space and making shape. Watch this. When you make it, it's called a horse head. See those blue ones? So it's a good natural formation, and then he hits. Now, almost always when you're new, you're going to do something bad like this. And you're like, dude, I made a great shape. Nah, that's a lot of thickness you gave away. It's not that great. So, again, those moves of asking, when I play a better player, what's he going to do? A better player is always going to hane. And a hane just means, as it says here, right? A hane is where you have a stone and 2 stones, like if you look at that shape in the blue, right? Where you have a stone or another stone, you are on the side of him. You're basically setting up a capture, which again is called Atari, right? So he goes here. It's not Atari yet. So I'm going to put him in Atari. Now, if you'll notice, we're down to 43. I went from losing. Well, losing is a strong word, but the win percentage of the move is 57%, which was not good. Now, mine is 45. It's not bad. And then this is the big one. So I go there, I connect. Now, the goal here, what are you doing? White can do a lot of things, right? White can go above, white can extend. You're basically tempting white with that 41 stone to let you go one of the 2 ways. Because once I've played this, see that 2-space extension right there? I have a pretty good chance that I can get them. And now I'm saying this all on everybody. You're making me look for something. Select. Oh, right, I forgot about that. I'm learning my tool set, everybody. Excuse me. It's all right. So there is ways to draw on the board. I've just never done this broadcast before. So all right. So he cuts, like you cut, he pushes. Then look at this. You just start going through. And that move, the machine liked it. Now, the best move, if you're curious, is here. You jump out and threaten underneath. The one Don Katago would take all of the under territory. Force him this way, this group is fine. I'm a little more conservative because I'm not as good. Excuse me. So he goes here, I go there, I Hane. Again, why am I doing this at this point? I'm a little scared for eyes. And if you notice by now, white's at 31%. I basically managed to take this group that wasn't necessarily alive, it wasn't dead, right? But it didn't have a base. It now basically has an eye. There's one cut here that looks threatening. You'll see 55. 55 could be cut. Oop, let's go back one more, because that move sucked. Right there, he did not have to play that. It's not that threatening. Although there's a shortage of liberties, but I think he'd be fine. If he cut here, I connect. Right, even that doesn't matter because I have these 3 outside liberties. That's why I did the double Hane. Just so everybody knows, just in case you don't know. 57, 55, 57 is called the double Hane. You go, so I Hane, he Hanes, I Hane again. One of the scariest moves in Go. It's one of the showdown moves. It's a great move. It's called the Suji, which just means like it's a good strategy. It's a tactic, right? It's a great tactic. The double Hane is wonderful. So, okay, I get here, and he doesn't cut at 60. By 60, I don't play 61. Here we go. I'm ahead 1. So I play the move that poor old Katago 1 Don wanted me to play the whole time, which is 61. So this is the one, this move here will actually win me the game. I'm winning now. Let's see what the game says. Black by 30. Yeah, it feels generous. I don't think I'm winning that much yet. But here we go. Okay, so I cut, and then here, you'll notice there's 2 wonderful openings. This is the spot he would love to have, so I take it. And then he can either block here or block here. He decides to block, and then I go, and then he blocks again, and this is where I just got this gut feeling. This is going to be a great cut. Now, normally when you cut, again, I've never had this very well explained to me. Cutting's good. Cutting's just any position like this, right, where easily you can cut. Now, this one's a ladder, if you'll notice, right? If I cut here, well, actually, I think his liberties might not be enough. In theory, it's a ladder, but I think if I did this and he does that, I do this, he's an Atari. It's not a ladder. That probably could have worked too, right? Because instead he'd probably go like that. But again, he's getting shape. I'm not necessarily sure I want that, because look at that now. And that kind of almost looks alive, right? Something like that or like that. It's too slow. I wouldn't play it necessarily, but that's an eye. And it doesn't really need it. This group seems like it's strong, so I decided to cut on that side over here. I cut to the right of the stone. And again, the bot likes it. I don't have the reading on the... I'm winning by 8%, not bad. He then goes for an invasion. One Don really wanted me to go there, 73. Just connect. Make a small knight connection, double. I secure all this territory. I'm winning by 30 points. Don't worry about it. Of course, I'm not that good. I play one... Look at this. The move it wanted, my move. It's one move off, but it's considered bad. So then, contact play, I just make shape. Now here I do cut, 79. It is an Atari, right? So basically he has 1 liberty left, and it's actually a double Atari. So I connect these cutting stones, he takes, and then I build this connection here. And then he plays here, which is a slow move, but it's okay, we connect everything. And it says for 1 move he's definitely winning a bunch. I'm not sure why. But then he pushes out. This push out ends up being good for me. We build a nice wall. And then I just threaten him a little bit here. And then this is where the analysis said I did freaking good. If you ever see these open spaces, right, they're just probes. I just start probing. And now I've made all of this space. And a move I'd been looking at most of the game was up here on the corner. If you see this corner is not safe. Right? If he does that, he's taking my corner. There's nothing I can do, right? Even something like that. I would not play that. I guess you could. You can go that, this, that, here, there. You've secured the corner, right? Okay, but you're not getting a lot of points for it. And look at the evaluation right now, right? It says I'm winning by 4 again. Do you see that? So there's a lot of territory that was unresolved. So it says 30, but after this attack here, it's much closer of a game. That's why you see the flopping back and forth of the scores. Now, I close the corner. White makes some solid but not very good moves. I push in just to threaten. And there's Aji down here. I probably could have Haned right here. But I wasn't worried about it. I just kind of wanted to threaten and close off this bottom area. I closed that. And then here is what this cut comes back to win me the game handily. I just was looking at that shape and it looked bad. It looked like, okay, maybe I can get 3 stones, right? It wouldn't be so bad if I go here. White connects. So this feels very open. Again, I'm not always very good at reading. And if you look at the evaluation right now, I'll run it just so you can see it. And I did not play the optimal move. He wanted that one. I did not play it. So something like that is also quite good, right? So I'm not optimal, I'm not going to lie. So I play just a decent shape. So I just, wrong one. Cut. Here we go. I just play 29. Now here, I really want to play that cut, right? Because I can cut off all these 6 stones now. Well, I go here, he does that, and then I realize there's an Atari. All right, let's take it. And then I connect. Now I have these stones here, which add some, as the Japanese call aji. Of all the words in Go that don't make sense to me in English, aji is one of the hard ones. Just because it means flavor, right? But in this case, it's more like a je ne sais quoi, as the French say. Like there's some good potential. There's like a strategic chance to attack. I need to figure out a better word for this in English. Aji does not work. But like there's a tactical chance. So I go for it. I push in a 33. I cut with 37. Now the reason for this was I'm pretty sure I can connect my group. So if you see here, right? If he goes here, I connect. The group's dead. It can't escape. And then the opposite of what he actually plays is 38. I go 39. He gives Atari. With 40, I connect. And now this whole group's dead. Well, it doesn't even admit it yet, but let's finish it off. So I play a bad move, 43, and it's just not a very good shape. Anything here, I think, would have been probably better and not cost me almost any points, and I'd get Sente. But anyway, that's what I play, and I just close the corner. I don't want to deal with it. Because now, we talked about that word aji, right? There's no flavor left. I don't think this group can get out. He does one more. I don't want to deal with it. I'm pretty sure I won. I play 151 right here. It calls it a diamond shape, right? Basically, he can't get me now. And then he goes for a couple more points and then resigns. Because if we go estimate now, right, it's black by 50. Again, not trying to brag. It's just that one cut ended up working. Now, alternates that I liked, let me find the 2 alternates that I found to be helpful. I try to study my alternates. Let's see, is this the one I viewed? No, that's the one I made today. Hold on a second, everybody. Here it is. Okay, so this, I actually have a couple of these. Wow, how early was that one? Oh yeah, this one's great. This is my first alternate down here when on move 14, when I get attacked. I let Katago 1 dan play Katago 15 just to show you he'd kick, extend, let white go, and then do the invasion. And this is again where Katago doing his thing is strong. He takes the 3-3, right? And then the threat of this knight's move, you're able to close your corner. And then this is the move. Shoulder hits are great, but the timing always sucks. This is the move that just blows my mind. So already, black's doing great. Right, black's got 1 corner, almost 2 corners, 3rd corner, and a side. Pretty good. He then just presses. And if you, where's that last move go? 44. Now, it's not saying black's doing good necessarily on points, but now black's got this giant wall. White's getting a little territory. Something like killing this group becomes a possibility and making a big moyo here. That's a pretty good one. The second one I was looking at, oh, here it is. Yeah. Let me confirm this is the one. Yeah, so this is like another ordering of the moves I did, just he's doing them better. Watch this. So instead of jumping out like I did, here, Katago's idea was just jump further. So you get ahead of 34, you cut him off at 37, 38, 39, 40, and then you jump once. And then he blocks, and then those probes I did like 100 moves later, you probe, make an eye, right? So now you've got eye shape. It's only one so far, but you don't have to have more than that. Now he's going to do the same move I did, but with more thickness this time. Let's see what he can do. So it's the cut and the cut. he made the same connection opposite direction. This one is staggeringly good. Now here, I'm going to be honest with everybody. I'm a weakling. I probably would just take my profit here. Black, or in this case, Katago, has no struggle pushing, threatening, and then taking the profit. Again, forcing moves are wonderful. And then you basically force him in the corner, secure your side, and he's winning the game by 43 points, and you haven't even resolved any of this yet. And think about this, right? The 37 to 41 push used all this thickness. That shape, this is all secure territory, basically. And then this made eyes for your group and reduced everything here. So again, you gave maybe a little bit up here, but hi everybody, look at that. That is wide open. Ugh. And even if white didn't play 74 and closes this up or something, you can just take the corner. So again, I'm trying as best I can to learn from Katago. It's harsh. So even in this case where I think, I did okay, and again, I think I did pretty good for 10Q, don't worry everybody, Katago can teach you something. So use something like this is a good way to learn. If you're curious for my digestion, I actually run it. At some point I'll do a post about it. I run this. I run the raw Katago outputs. Do I have any raw Katago outputs? Let me show you. If you run this on your computer, almost everybody will charge you money to run it for you, which is fine. But if you have a decent computer, not even a very good one, you can run Katago. Let me show you this. Here we go. There we go. And it gives you almost insane looking computer outputs while it's playing ASCII Go. But what it gives you too is all this great stuff. It gives you all the math that Katago thinks in its back end. And we'll be talking about this more as we go too. I actually have a way to turn this into readable prose, and I've used it for my game analysis. I can say after 25 games of trying it, my game's got a lot better. So that'll be one of our things we talk about too. Again, a lot of the color commentary from this I got from reading those reports and then running alternates. So we'll talk more about how to study and stuff. Hopefully this was good. Short, 27 minutes isn't too bad. I try to play a game every day or two in the summer, because again, I'm off for teaching. So I'm going to try to make this regular content. And we'll be back for probably the game I play tomorrow soon. Until the next move, I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye now.